And we are live. Hello, guys. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon from wherever you are. If you're watching us live already, please do let us know in the comments that you are here. Um, our moderator will be up soon, rather, to take up from here. But as soon as you join, please just let us know in the comment section that you are here. Greet the house, say good evening, say good afternoon, say good morning. Depending on your time zone, you're welcome to join us tonight. All right, so our able moderator for tonight's event, over to you. We have we don't have any.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. We don't have anybody yet.
I think they're coming in. They're coming in now.
So I can post it
Okay,
on the
so
group, the link to the live session.
okay, okay. Let me check and get it. Okay, so I just dropped it now. Tammy is here. Hey, Tammy. Good evening, or should I say good morning now?
It's afternoon over here. This is 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Yeah, good. Very good.
It's so nice to have you on board.
Hello,
Okay,
Tammy.
so for
Good
now,
evening. You're welcome.
Yeah, okay.
so Quinette, I think we can
Which
go ahead. While we'll bring him up soon once it's time for him to get started. So, Tammy, I will just send you backstage so she could go ahead with the introductions and then
All right,
I'll
that's
bring you
fine.
back on board. All right. So, Quinette, please, can we get started? We are 3 minutes in already. Please, as you join us, just leave a comment in the comment section that you're here so we can know you're with us. All right, I can see peace greeting the house. Good evening, peace. You're welcome.
Good evening, everybody. You're welcome to the section tonight. Please, can we see your comments? If you're here with us, please tell us your name and where you're joining us from. Say hi and tell us where you're joining us from, your name and where you're joining us from. My name is Queenette Ndeyi, your able moderator. I have Go David in the house, the president of Inspiration, convener for this amazing event. If you're here, please just tell us your name and where you're joining us from. Do we have people in the house? People that are excited to be here tonight.
Let me see the comments. I think
I'm okay. I can see Felix. Felix, good evening. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us. Nehemiah, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us. Engineer Khan, thank you for joining us. All right, so we're going to be going right away into what we have for tonight. Nehemiah is joining us from Kaduna. You're welcome. Joanna from Port Harcourt, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. I have Samuel from Ilori. Samuel, you're welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Christabel, you're welcome. So while others are joining us, we're going to go right into what we have for tonight. We have our guest speaker in the house ready, and I can tell you tonight is going to be super amazing. Those of us that were here yesterday and those of us that watched the replay, you can attest to the fact that the section was mind blowing. I mean, it was mind blowing, it was instructive. I guess some of us were already on the ladder, we're already taking those steps to achieving dominance in 2024. So tonight's section, it promises to be even more thought-provoking, and you're going to have the platform where you'll be given an opportunity to tap and position yourself for the global space. And we have our guest speaker who is all the way from the United States, a young leader like us that will be taking us on a journey to explore the global space. And like we've been saying since we started the section, please come with an open mind because there are going to be lots of value they're going to receive from this section. So I'm going to be reading the profile of our guest speaker for tonight. Meet our speaker, Tammy Ibeama. He's a full-time MBA student at the Amore Markin School of Business, Northeastern University, with a double consecration in marketing and analytics. He's also a graduate assistant for the Diamora Markin School of Business program, where he assists the admission team in conducting interviews, providing guidance, and sharing his experience with prospective students interested in the program. He's a founder of a startup called Digitams Enterprise, where he has successfully developed and executed digital marketing campaigns, managing social media platforms, and creating engaging content in the e-commerce, fintech, and consulting industry. Please join with me with a round of applause. Let me see the emojis on the comment section. Welcome, Tammy Ibeama, all the way from the United States. You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're so excited to have you here today. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. Thank you, Queenette, for that powerful introduction. I'm super grateful to be here. I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. God David for the opportunity to share among the becoming positioning yourself for global dominance. Hi, everyone. Um, like she said, my name is Tammy Biama. I'm a full-time graduate student at Diamo Makim School of Business. My school is located at Massachusetts in Boston. Boston is at the eastern part, the the western part of United States. So it's a very um, windy and we are filled with a lot of snow here in the United States. So it is very nice for me to have every one of you. So without wasting much time, I want us to go into what we have for today, the meat for today. And we are going to be talking about global becoming position yourself for global dominance. That's what I'm going to be talking about, how you could position yourself to dominate globally. While looking at the section, looking at the comment section, I saw a lot of people. I see people all the way from Lagos, people from Ilori, people from I saw Nehemiah. Nehemiah is from Kaduna State, USA. Nehemiah, how are you doing? It's very nice to have you guys on board. All right, so I want to start with sharing my story because everything that I'm going to tell you guys today, it will basically be about my story, how I have translated from local to international. So I started from Uniport. For those of you that are Uniport alumni, I am also a Uniport alumni. If you're a Uniport student, it's proud to be connecting with you once more. I started for Uniport. So getting into Uniport, the only thing I wanted to do is to become an electrical engineer. You know, when I got into Uniport, I went into Uniport through basic, and what I just wanted to do is to graduate from the University of Port Harcourt and be an engineer. I wanted to solve why I decided to study electrical engineering is because I wanted to solve the problem of the power system in Nigeria. So I thought that the funny thing in my compound, I don't know why in my compound it's only my house that does not have lights every time in my compound. So I used to ask myself, why is it that my own house does not have light? So I wanted to like solve that problem that if we don't have light, I can simply just go to the pole, to the high tension pole and just connect the lights down to my house. So that was one of the things I had in mind going to school. And when I was in school, I started something happened to me that actually changed my trajectory in life. And one of the things that happened to me was I became part of a club called Impact Leaders Club. Now, Impact Leaders Club, they are still in Uniport. If you're still in Uniport, you can always look for them and join them. Impact Leaders Club is a non-governmental organization, non-partisans that help to empower students for them to become a better leader. And one of the things that Impact Leaders Club did for me is that they they changed how I see the future. They changed my mindset on how I was able to foresaw how my future is. So that is the first point I want you to note that for you to see far, you have to change the way you see. You have to change your mindset. Even in the Bible, if you remember in the Bible, when the children of Israelites, they asked them to go and check the land the Lord promised them with that was filled with milk and honey. When they went and they came back to give reports, they said that the people are like giants and we are like grasshoppers in the hands of the people. Why Caleb and the other guy came up and said that these people are people that we can overtake and we can overcome. So that means for you to have a prosperous future, you actually need to have a what is called a good mindset, a good hindsight for seeing the future. So that was how I was able to change how I see things. That was how I was able to change how I perceive things from afar. And it led up to me using the aeroplane the first time. Because you know that when you start seeing yourself as a global person, when you start seeing yourself as when you want to position yourself for global dominance, you start doing things that are not normal. You understand? Then the very first time I used the plane was when I was going to Lagos, and then plane was not that expensive. It was still around 15, 18,000 naira as of that time. No economic flight. So that was the first time I used a plane, and the very first time I used a plane was in my 300 level. So because of I started seeing myself dominating globally, I started positioning myself. And how I started positioning myself, I started applying for global competitions. I was in Uniport, and I was applying for global competitions. I was showing myself. I was being open to global activities. And the first competition I applied for was Omo Debt is Clean Challenge. So Omo has this Unilever Idea Challenge. That is the name of the competition. You can go and check. And even if you go check in the Unilever page, you're going to still see me. That was in 2018 or 2017. We still have the pictures of me and my team. We went to Unilever. So, and that was a global competition, right? We had different people from different parts of different schools, and we're supposed to represent Nigeria in the global stage in South Africa. Now, that was the start of me seeing myself because I have changed the way I saw how myself is. I have changed the way of me just being an electrical engineer to me dominating globally. So, like I said, for you to achieve a global mentality, you need to start thinking globally. You need to start associating yourself with people that think globally. If your cycle of friends are people that are thinking about Nigerian problem, thinking about this is one problem, or this is another problem going in Nigeria, or this is another thing, you are not going to be positioned for any global activity. You're not going to have yourself in a global sphere. So when you start attracting things related to global, that's when you move into another step. And I'm going to give you the next step. The next thing I did was, because after that, I started doing other global stuff. The next competition I organized was called Hot Prize. Now, Hot Prize is it's a global competition. It's one of the biggest global competition in the world, and it's been organized in every major cities in the world. Then the regional competition is held in the United Kingdom. So what I did was I applied to Hot Prize and tell them that I want to organize the competition in Uniport. And that is the only competition that has been held by a student-led organization in the University of Port Harcourt. I have never seen any other competition that is held. Now, in 2019, I was able to organize Hot Prize and I executed Hot Prize. And we had teams that represented Nigeria, University of Port Harcourt in Abuja. They went down to Abuja and they represented us. So after that, I noticed that my environment was no longer the way I my environment was no longer conducive for position me for taking me to my next level of my dominance or for positioning me to the stage that I want to be. You know, when you are among your equals, you guys will start thinking the same way. When you are in an environment that people are thinking the same way, you will not be challenged to think differently. You will not be challenged to act differently. You will not even get opportunities that are different. So what I did was I had everything in Port Harcourt. I had a business, I had accommodation, I was making money, I had everything, but I told myself that if I become complacent in where I am, I'm not going to move from where I want to be. So because when you're complacent in where you are, you will not have the urge for you to take the next step to move to a new dominance position. So what I did was I moved from Port Harcourt to Lagos. Look at how the journey is moving. I told myself that I have to move from Port Harcourt to Lagos. And immediately after the pandemic, I moved to Lagos. When I went to Lagos, I did not have any family. All my family members are either in Port Harcourt, they are in Bayelsa, some of them are they are in the east. I don't have any family in Lagos. But I took it upon myself that I want to attract global opportunities. And if you know, Lagos is the hub of every international organization. Whatever you're looking for is in Lagos. All the headquarters of all the multinationals, they are in Lagos. The US consulate and the British High Commission was in Lagos and in Abuja. Whatever you want to do, the decision making people and where decisions are made are in Lagos. So because of I wanted to attract those kind of opportunities, I had to move to Lagos. So that is the next thing. For you to attract some kind of opportunities, or for you to position yourself, you have to move from your current location to a new destination. Because sometimes we get so complacent in where we are that we are okay with what we are having. We get so satisfied with what we have that we don't know that there are better opportunities for us not to move again. Truth be told, when I went to Lagos, the first few months was hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. If you want to move from any location, you have to plan and you have to prepare. So I didn't just move to Lagos like that. I planned moving to Lagos and I prepared for it, because when I moved to Lagos, my rent was 500,000 naira in a month. I was moving, I was staying in a place at Alakaya where I was paying 120,000 naira in a month, to where I was now paying 500,000 naira, over half a million naira in a month. So you can see that moving also involves you planning and preparing. So there's a planning and there's a preparation stage for you to take your next leap into your destiny. And also, what I did was, because of I wanted to move to Lagos, I had to find a job. And two things I did in looking for a job was, number one, I did my NYSC. I had to do my NYSC posting for me to be posted in Lagos, because I'll be working, and that's the source of income. Then two, I had to look for a job that I'll be able to work in Lagos, and that was my two major sources of income that will be sustaining me while I was in Lagos. Now, I stayed in Lagos for 2 years. While I was in Lagos, I had a lot of activities. There in Lagos, I was part of the ambassadors for Pillow. Pillow is a fintech app. I was part of the ambassadors of for block what's it called, blockchain vibes. I was the marketing director for blockchain vibes. Then another thing is, I was positioning myself for another set of level. I was connecting to the different industry leaders in my sector of focus, because I noticed that, fine, I'm in Lagos. What is the next step? What is the next step? And that was where I had a lot of friends, because when I was in Lagos, all my friends were thinking out of the globe. Most of them were thinking, some of my friends that come, they will tell me, I just went to Dubai. I just I, I wanted to go have some break in the United States. I went to the United Kingdom. That was how my cycle of friends are. So it started making me think outside Nigeria. So I started asking myself, what is the best way for me to dominate outside Nigeria? Because fine, Lagos is good. Lagos has everything. I could do anything in Lagos. They have Lagos have the tech hub. Lagos have good connections. There are definitely nothing you're looking for that you cannot find in Lagos. Definitely nothing. But I told myself that, you know, if I be in Nigeria, if I'm still in Nigeria, Nigeria is going to limit me on what I want to do globally. Because when my mindset changed while I was in Impact Leaders, one of the things I told myself is that I want to be a global recognized leader. That's what I want to be. I want to be globally recognized by different nations. Fine, I can be in Nigeria to be globally recognized, but it is going to limit me. Now, being in Nigeria already, you are a negative. In fact, being in Africa already, you are in a disadvantage. Talk more of you being in Nigeria. Being in Nigeria, number one is the the economy is against you. The currency is also against you. Then the government is also against you. So there are a lot of things that will be pulling you down. So that means you cannot even attract those in the global stage, because they will not even reason you because already they see Nigeria with as people of scammers, they are fraudulent, and they are not people that you should do business with. So before they can know your authenticity, it will take a lot of time. So now, when I started thinking of, I want to become globally recognized, what are the requirements for me to be globally recognized? And the number one thing I found out that for me to be globally recognized, I need what is called a passport. I need a passport. And this is one advice I need to tell you guys. If you're above 21, in fact, if you are above 18 and you don't have a passport, you're doing yourself a lot of disservice. If you're out of school, you don't have a passport, you're doing yourself a lot of disservice. Don't say, I don't have anywhere to travel to. Get your passport, and God is going to provide an opportunity for you to travel. It is not when you have the opportunity to travel, you now start going helter-skelter for you to start looking for how to get your passport. It is when you have the tool in your hand, you start getting opportunities. See, some of the reasons why most people don't look at, there are international opportunities, there are internships that you can position yourself, there are organizations that you can start volunteering for, that you can position yourself for international opportunities, for global opportunities. And I'm going to share some of them because I have a list of them that I have a document, and I'm going to share some of them towards the end, or I'll send it to Mr. Good, and he's going to send it to every one of you through your email as far as you registered. If you registered, you will get it. So what I'm trying to say is that because of some people don't have their passports, they are not seeing global opportunities. Immediately I had my passport, I started recognizing job opportunities in the United Kingdom. I started seeing global opportunities in United States. Then it now dawned on me that, I have to leave the country before the end of the election in 2023. Because I knew that, all those times that people are shouting, APC, PDP, and the rest, I was also supporting them, but I was doing my work. I was busy preparing myself, getting my passport, getting my things ready, because I knew that things are not going to change. I want Nigeria to change, but I don't want Nigeria to decide my destiny. I don't want the country or the currency to determine how much I'm going to make, how much I'm going to earn at every period in time. So after I got my passport, I got involved with communities. That's another major thing that you need for you to position yourself in global, to become globally recognized. You need communities. You need community of like minds, people that are thinking the way you think, people that are attracting the position that they want to just the same way. You need those communities. So I had to look for, what are the communities of people that want to travel to the United States? What are the communities of people? Because when you join those communities, they'll be sharing their experience, they'll be motivating you, they'll be giving you a timeline. So the first thing I did was I joined a mentoring community. I'm going to give a very big kudos to my mentor, Mrs. Elaine. My mentor is in the United States. You can imagine, my mentor is in the United States. So because of I want to travel to the United States, you cannot have a mentor of the level that you don't want to acquire. So you cannot be in Nigeria and your mentor, you cannot be in Lagos and your mentor is in Port Harcourt. It doesn't work that way. Your mentor has to be 3 times the level of where you want to be. So I had 3 mentors in that my community, and every one of them are in United States, and they were all in their PhDs. So I told my mentor that I want to come to the United States, right? I want to have global dominance. And she told me one of the way that you can come to the United States that is legally and very easy is to come do your master's. come through the educational route. And I said, okay, fine. What are the things that are needed for me to come do my master's? I got the requirements. I got the transcripts. I got the laid down details and documentation that need me for me to do my master's. Then the next thing that she helped me to do was I had a timeline. At every stage, you must have a timeline and a milestone for you to measure how you are dominating or how your progress to becoming or to be positioning globally, it is faring. So I had a timeline. I started my mentorship in 2022, November 2022, and I had a timeline of 6 months. 6 months for me to get my visa, for me to get all my documentations ready, and for me to travel out of Nigeria. So between November 2026, I got my transcripts, I got my recommendation letters, I got everything that I needed for me to apply to the school. Then by February, I applied to the school. I applied to 3 schools. So after I applied to 3 schools, and I got admission in all the 3 schools. Now, out of the 3 schools, I needed to make my choice, and I decided in the one that had the most funding and had the most scholarship, because obviously I would not want to come to America to come and spend my money. I'm too smart for that. So after then, in on the 6th of June, I went to Abuja for my visa interview, and I got my visa after a week. So in moving this stage, I am actually sharing this journey to tell you that every one of you can position yourself for global dominance. And I'm going to wrap up the story with my current dominating here in the United States, because it doesn't just stop. At every stage you are, there's still something that you can do. There's still something that you can be better of. There's still something that you can definitely build on. So after I got to the United States, the next thing was I needed to work in one of the top firms in the United States. I had I had I had about 5 of them in my hands that I wanted to work with. Number one was I wanted to work with Google, I wanted to work with Amazon, I wanted to work with Meta or Facebook, I wanted to work with Microsoft, and the last one I wanted to work with was Tesla. So what I did was I started positioning myself, or currently I am positioning myself for all them. I've not yet gotten anyone, but I'm just telling you because definitely I'm going to get one of them. I'm very, very sure that I'm going to get one of them, because the steps I use in moving from Port Harcourt to Lagos, and from Lagos to United States, and now United States for me to get my MBA, and for my MBA for me to get a job in one of the top tech companies in the world. That has been working. So that is the timeline that every one of you, if you want to become better, if you want to become global dominance in any area, the first thing you need to do is you have to change how you see things. You have to change your mindset. You have to start thinking differently. See, the Bible says there a man that the way you think is the way you'll be addressed. That there's no way that if you cannot think it out, or if some things cannot enter your mind, it cannot enter your life. That before you start thinking out things, or before you start producing anything, you need to start getting the conception that yes, I am worth it. Yes, I can achieve this. Yes, this is possible. And for you to be able to think that way, you need to start associating with people that think that way. Like minds attract like minds. It's just like magnets. It's just like magnets. If you want to magnet anything, you have to start being around those people. You have to start listening to those people. And some of the areas where you can be part of this is, number one, is that you can do it through podcast. You can do it through podcast. Podcasting is one of the best. In fact, podcasting is actually one of the top growth media in 2024. Every serious minded person has a podcast, and you can start joining in podcasts, listening to them. Every week, I have a podcast of people I listen to. Is there I'm listening to Apostle Joshua Selman, or I'm listening to different people. I have different people of different things. If I'm listening to what's happening in the world, there's a podcast for it that I listen to. So that as I'm going on the way, or as I'm on the bus, or as I'm walking, my headset or my earpiece is plugged into my ear, and I'm talking and I'm listening, I am gaining knowledge. Then another way for you to actually position yourself is that you can start attending events, networking events. And where you can attend networking events, where you can see networking events, is called Eventbrite. Eventbrite is in Nigeria. You sign into Eventbrite and check for events that is happening within your area. Start attending events, because in some of those events, they share nuggets that will transform your life. They share things that will make you think differently. And the people that attend those events, you can connect with them and build long-lasting relationship. You can get inspired, you can get motivated, and build long-lasting relationship. So it is very important. So as I wrap up, I'll just go through everything that I say, so that you understand everything properly. And if you have any question, you can always ask them. I would elaborate on them. I say that if something cannot enter your mind, it cannot enter your life. Because the first thing, the gateway to you transforming your life is it entering your mind. If $1 million or 1 million naira cannot enter your mind, you cannot have 1 million naira in your hand. The very first time I made 1 million naira I was still in school. I was in 200 or 300 level, because I knew that I could make 1 million naira. The very first time I made 10 million naira, I just finished my school, because I knew I could make 10 million naira. Now, I am going towards making 100 million naira. Why? Because I know that I can achieve that. So the first thing is that you have to rechange your mindset, change how you think, change see the possibility of things. Then two, you have to change your location. I grew up in a waterside. Okay, I didn't talk about that. I grew up, my primary school and my secondary school, I was staying at the waterside. That was in Borokri. For those of you that know Port Harcourt very well, I was in Borokri, waterside. That was where I grew up. But because of I knew that I wanted to change my living, I wanted to change people I associate with, I changed my location from waterside, and I started staying in Bonny Street, although with the help of my mom. But you can change your location, because I changed my location from Port Harcourt to Lagos. Then the next thing is that you need to change the people you associate with. Change your community. Join the community that thinks the way you want to think. Join communities that are already doing what is challenging for you to do. If you want to lose weight loss, you cannot say that you want to lose weight loss by just starting a weight loss gain. You have to join a community of people that work out. It mustn't be a paid community. It can be every Saturday. While I was still in Port Harcourt, we had these Saturday communities that every 6 a.m. we had this group of people that always goes out for early morning jogging. So I always joined them, because I wanted to keep fit. That was my goal. So you have to join those community that make what you're finding it difficult and it's normal for them. It's easy for them to achieve. Then the last thing is that you have to have a timeline and a milestone to measure what you are doing. Because if you keep repeating the same thing without having a measurement, that means you are applying insanity. Because doing the same thing and expecting a different result is insanity. You cannot keep repeating the same thing and you want to have a different outcome for your life. So if you this same thing can apply in every area of your life. Either you want to apply it in a financial area of your life, you want to apply it in getting more knowledge, you want to apply it in changing your location or changing how people feel about you. Any area of your life that you want to become globally dominant or you want to position yourself globally, this same principle will apply to you. So that is it, guys. I want to say thank you very much for listening to me. I will hand it over to the host.
Wow, thank you so much, Satami. Thank you so much for that section. I mean, my notes is so full. I've been taking down the instructions and the highlights you've been giving us. It's been an amazing section, and I believe our viewers, those that are joining us, they've gotten lots of value. Please, let's see in the comment section. Give us the emojis, the fire emojis. Tell us what you've learned from the section tonight. It was an amazing and mind blowing section. Thank you so much once again. One of the things that caught my attention is when you made mention of the fact that dominance is endless. Like you don't get to a point and you feel you've arrived. You keep as you get to every stage, you want to keep dominating. Just like you said, you're looking forward to working with those big tech companies like Google, Amazon, and the likes. And despite the fact that you've gotten to this stage that you are currently, you're still looking forward to those bigger and bigger opportunities. It's a challenge to us as young people that no matter where we've gotten to, there is still more that can be achieved. Thank you so much once again, Tammy. Thank you so much for your time here with us. Please, you can ask a question in the comment section. You can ask your question. Those of us that have questions. Before we started this section, I made a post on our group chat and I asked our audience to tell us what's that one thing they're looking forward to. We today we talked about positioning for global opportunities in the year 2024. So I asked some persons, what's that one opportunity you're looking out for? Some persons said, you're looking out for work opportunities, scholarship opportunities, and scholarship study abroad and the likes. And these are great opportunities that if we are able to take note of this point that has been shared tonight, I mean, there's nothing you cannot achieve with this point that our guest speaker has shared tonight. So please, let's get your questions. What's that one question you want to ask? You've been wanting to ask. You've heard about global opportunities, how to get the scholarship. We have a guest speaker here that is based abroad, and sincerely, it's a great opportunity for us to have him here tonight. So please ask your questions. I want to see those questions on the comment section. Our guest speaker is here to answer our questions. Let's keep them coming. I'm yet to see any question.
Yeah. Hello, Tommy. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right. I think we only have some comments of people who are dropping what they gain. Ketuba said this. Um, Act of God wrote about podcast, attend events. Uh, Nehemiah said great session. Um, so we're having those comments so far. But then let me just quickly say some few things before we wrap up. I could ask maybe one or two questions more. First of all, thank you very much for the session tonight. It was really, really amazing. I like the way you were able to highlight, I think, about 4 or 5 major points from your journey. I've always seen
Yeah.
you while we were still on campus and how you have been pushing. I like your drive. I know you're one of the people I know who has a very big drive for. I love the way you give yourself a timeline of 6 months and then like we need to get this thing done in six. That's really amazing, really. So just for the general audience, um this is maybe a personal question, but then I think your answer will help one or two persons. What is your drive, right? What drives you to pursue global dominance? That you are not settled for less? Because one of the things you said that struck me was we most times end up being complacent. We just settle for the current level we are. Maybe we started making some few, maybe hundreds of thousands or millions, and then we just settle down and say, okay, this is fine. So, but then, what do you think uh, is a good, from your own perspective now? What was your drive to push out of the borders of Nigeria? I know, like you said, Nigeria uh, is getting better. We are hopeful that with time we'll have a better nation. But then it's a limiting factor to an extent to some of us because of the many corruption and all that in the nation. So
Yeah.
what's your drive? What's your drive beyond the fact of leaving the country? What's that motivating factor? And how do you think other young leaders can also have a drive that will push them to not settle for less? No, I don't know if you understand the question, right?
Yeah, I understand your question. So that's one. That's thank you very much for the question. You know, your question is, what is my why? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? And why am I going for it? Because whenever you
Exactly.
want to do anything, the first thing you ask yourself is why. Because the truth is, it's not going to be easy. I won't tell you that being in the United States is easy. Trust me, I will not tell you that. The rent I pay here, I pay rent of what I used to pay 2 times a year. That's what I pay every month in the United States. So imagine what I was paying 2 times in 1 year in Nigeria. 2 times in 2 years. That's what I mean. That means in the in Nigeria, I was paying 500,000 naira for my rent in Lagos. But that's what I pay in 1 month. So I'm paying $1,000 as rent here every month. So what I'm just saying is that your why, it's what will keep you going when things are tough, when things doesn't seem like it's working. Now, what is my why? My number one why is to give back to the society. If you remember, I mentioned during the time that I I was in Uniport, I was the president of Impact Leaders Club. And one thing that Impact Leaders Club does is that they empower students for them to achieve more. And for you to give back, or for you to actually impact on others, you need your life to be impacted on. You need to have, because you cannot give what you don't have. So if I want to give money back to Nigerians, or to my family, or to my friend, or maybe I want to create an NGO, I need to make more money. I need to become better so that I can better people's life. Then another why is that every one of us are a light to millions of souls, to millions of other people. If you dim your lights, many other people are going to suffer because of your light has dim. The way God does it is that God connects every one of us to different people, to different lives. So if your light is being dim, if you don't achieve your goal or your life to the fullest potential, you are dimming other people's lights. You are quenching people's that are supposed to that's that you're supposed to bless or you're supposed to benefit through you. So for you not to dim other people's light, for you not to dim the millions of souls that are connected to you, you have to keep your fire burning because you're just like a candlestick that other people are coming in to light from you. Other people are coming in to come and take from you. So for your light to keep coming, you have to keep burning. You have to keep burning and keep burning and keep burning. So that has been my why. That has been what has been making me to keep doing my best, to keep pushing, to keep striving hard, to keep connecting with more people, to keep building and reaching out to more limits because I want to shine the light to many others that are looking up to me, to many others that are my mentees, that I'm mentoring, and to many others that are going to get light from my glow.
Amazing, amazing. That's a very powerful why. So when the why is there will always be a way,
Yeah,
right? When the why is there will always be a way. Thank you very much. I think this is really powerful. There are lots of people who they don't have a drive, they don't have a push. And once you discover your why, you suddenly find a push to get better, to
exactly.
become. Thank you very much for that. I think one last question from my end, and then maybe we could wrap up. In case anybody has any question, we could still ask. But then maybe one last question from my end. So you normally go look for these international opportunities online, and then I think maybe there is a platform where you get this data or these informations from. I don't know if there's a website or something. I'm part of your community. I think it's the opportunity there.
Yeah, opportunity to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So I think I get his
Yes,
question.
right? I
What
I, I
he's
see.
trying to ask. Okay, continue.
You can go ahead, sir. I think his network is fluctuating.
Yeah, I know his network is fluctuating. So I think I get his question, and his question should be where do I get these informations or
Exactly.
Sorry, can you guys
these
hear me?
opportunities? Okay, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I had a network issue there. So yeah, you are on track. I was asking how can we get these opportunities, this information? Are there platforms you can get for scholarships, for jobs, and all that? How can we get them?
Yeah, yeah. So part of what I said I'm going to do for you is that I'm going to share a resource that I created that has opportunities where anyone can get. So I have I have already I have already gotten it. Let me just see if I can just share it entire screen. Okay, let me share my entire screen. You can see my screen, right?
No, sir. Okay, it's coming
You
up.
can see my screen.
It's up
Okay.
now.
So you could see these are platforms you want to get job. These are so many of these platforms, so many of these platforms. Then for trainings, these are webinars, these are platforms that you can get it. Then conferences, international internships, these are platforms. Then I also created a website. This is the website for every of those platforms that I mentioned,
Hmm.
everything. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to send the file as PDF to to Mr. Gold. and is going to share it to the community so that everyone would
Wow.
have access to all these platforms, and they'll start getting those communities. So that's what I'm going to do for you.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So there's a question on the
How were you
comment. I
able
don't
to
know.
connect with my mentors? So how I was able to connect with my mentors on here abroad is that I joined the community, because it's a community that will give you the mentors. The mentors are not just there. The community is like the community is are the people that would that will become your mentors, because community, see, mentors must not necessarily be um mentors are people that you want to be like, right? Mentors are people that you want to be like. So if you are in a community and you see, this person, I would like to be like this person. Because I wanted to go to United States. I joined a community of people that I was looking for communities or people that are interested in going to the United States, and I found mentors around there. So that's how it works. So is there any other question?
Okay, no, that's all for now. I think just someone just said something false and maybe
Yeah, yeah, good to see you too,
Tammy
Paul.
just. All right. So I think we can wrap up now. Over to our moderator as we wrap up for the night. Thank you so much, Tammy, for this amazing session tonight. Really detailed and really powerful session. I would have to go back
Mm.
to go through this session again. I'm
Yeah.
learning your name
Yeah.
also. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I'm really grateful. We are excited.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for pouring out yourself to us. Thank you for sharing those personal stories, for inspiring us. Thank you so much. I believe our viewers and those that will get to watch the replay later, they would take note of these amazing strategies and steps that you've shared. And 2024 is going to be that year where we are ready to dominate and position ourselves for those global opportunities. Thank you so much for the resource that you said you're going to send it to the convener. Thank you so much. As you were just showing us the scan and all of that, I was like, wow, this is amazing. Thank you for putting all that together. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It shows that you have the young ones at heart. So you're there and you want to bring other people along as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your time with us. Thank you so much. I think we don't have any questions for now. We are going to call it a day here.
Yeah, so
I
to
think
wrap it
there's
up, if anyone has any question, they can always send me a LinkedIn message. Either they are sending me at my name, Tammy Ibeama, reach out to me on LinkedIn, and we can always connect
mhm.
from there.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Do we have any other information, sir? Good. Any other information? We'll be wrapping up the
No,
session tomorrow. Okay, we'll be wrapping up the session tomorrow, same time, same venue. I can't wait to hear our testimonies after Kickstart 2024. I can't wait to see the results. I can't wait to see all that we are set to achieve for this year. And one thing that Mr. Tammy said that you should take note of is setting a goal, have a timeline. So for a period of time, what do you want to achieve? And then, if possible, have those laid down steps that will take you to that height you want to get to. So you don't just sit down and wait for this one opportunity to come. Do your research, have a timeline, have a goal, and I trust that with these strategies, we'll all see ourselves at the top. Thank you so much once again. Do have an amazing night. See you tomorrow, same time, same venue. Bye, everyone.
bye. Bye. Good night. Thank you all. God bless you. See you soon.